Hello, everyone. It's Dr. P. Now that we're a couple of weeks into our semester, I thought I'd start posting some small, short video snippets that would accompany our chapters. And hopefully, I can share some of my real world experience in addition to what you're reading in the book. My intent is to not rehash anything in the book or read PowerPoint slides or anything like that. My goal is to just share with you, my 30 plus years of experience and my take on perhaps some of the things in the chapter to help kind of bring it to life for you. Chapter 4 has a lot of personal relevance for me because it talks about the international business picture and working abroad as an expat. And I've had the pleasure and fortune of being able to do that. Before we relocated back to the U.S. into Knoxville, I lived in London for 3 years, and I was the business unit head for Alcon Laboratories, the people that make contact lenses and lens care and surgical equipment for eye surgery. And I was responsible for the UK and Ireland. So I was an expat, meaning I was a United States citizen working in a foreign country that was the host country. In this case, the host country was England, or in the UK, right? And some of my learnings, I thought going to a country like England that spoke English would be an easy transition. Hey, everyone speaks the same language. Everyone must be, alike or easy to get along with, and perhaps they do business the same way we do. And really, that isn't true. And some of the things that I learned about running a team in the UK, I'd like to share with you. First of all, the country, England, takes care of its people. So it provides a pension plan. It provides health care under the NHS, the National Health Society. And then it also, when you retire, they will actually provide you housing. It's called council housing. The council government provides that for you. So what I found is that with all those things provided for people, they weren't as ambitious or aggressive as employees. They didn't, my responsibility was to run a sales team. They didn't sell as aggressively. They didn't care as much about, making their sales targets and earning bonus because they knew things would be taken care of for them. So that was one of the things I learned. I also learned that there was a tremendous amount of government involvement in the healthcare business. While we think we have a lot of that here in the US, it is much more evasive in the UK because of the NHS, where the government provides healthcare for everyone. So the government therefore feels they have a right to be involved in companies who sell healthcare products. So it's different than it is in the United States. So that's one thing. Again, the people were different. The sensibilities of the people were different as well. They're much more, in my opinion, cautious and careful of the environment. There's a lot of green space, and people don't litter there, and people keep the streets clean, and they're a very polite and rule following people as well. They stand in what they call queues, lines. Any place you go, there's lines, and people just automatically join them. There's no cutting in front of people or cutting people off on the road. It's a very formal and I guess polite set of people over there. So that's just kind of my take on it as well. One of the other things I think the book talks about is, about being an international manager. You need to understand the people that you manage. Um, I had the opportunity to go to a number of different countries instead of the UK, and I chose the UK because of the common language. One of the things that is my personal brand when I lead people is being authentic and being communicative and sharing information and being empathetic to their situation. I felt if I went to a country where the language was different, like Japan or something like that, then everything I would need to do would have to be done through an interpreter, because many people over there don't speak English, even the people that would be reporting to me. And I didn't think that I could be able to communicate who I am, what I wanted, what I believed, how I managed people. I didn't believe I could do that if I had to do it through an interpreter. So that's why I chose and considered the UK. I also considered Australia. That would have been pretty cool, but at the time when I was ready to go overseas, an Australian role wasn't open. And then the last thing in this chapter, it talks about the EU. I know you all heard about Brexit, Britain exiting the EU. When I took the job in 2016, before we were getting ready to go to the UK, is when they had the vote for Brexit. And I wasn't sure what that meant for me as an expat over there, but it really threw the country into disarray for 5 or 6 years. In fact, they've just now finalizing what Brexit looked like. But everything from the UK is an island, right? I mean, it's a landmass surrounded by water, so it has to import a tremendous amount of goods in order to satisfy its people. And the thought of not being able to get fresh produce or medicines or the essentials that people needed, people were very worried. We didn't know what it would be like. Thank goodness we repatriated back to the U.S. Before the whole Brexit thing was finalized. But it is real, and this idea of Britain leaving the EU really shook people up for quite some time. So anyway, I hope those couple of experiences and things that I share with you are useful and helpful. And I'm going to try and do this, if not for every week, every chapter, perhaps every other. But let me know if you find this useful, and we'll do more. Take care.